We found a boat, then sailed away from the island. We had to. We didn't belong there. The new guy's name was George. I noticed when the anarchist said his name, he said it with a thick Belkan accent. How did you know that he was from Belka?
Well, both my parents were from Belka, so...
You never told me that. They say that Belkans are known for their conspiracies.
That's just a stereotype. Now, I simply stated my honest opinion and was thrown in jail for it.
The princess sat there looking miserable. That was a dumbass stunt she pulled back there, but it got us on this boat. Take a look at that. This ship is heading for a single rope that's hanging down from the sky. Do you know how far the end of that rope reaches?
Outer space.
No. It is a direct connection to the very potential of mankind itself. Or at least it was until war erupted.
It's my strong belief that the rope might be connected to a very distant, faraway source of great conflict and strife. Even long before the war, the whole world started falling apart once Harling began trying to build it. I often wonder what was going through Harling's mind when he was trying to destroy the very thing that so many people were sacrificed in order to create.
Sacrificed? What do you mean?
Have you seen all of those countless old space shuttles on Tyler Island that are no longer in use?
Yeah. I always thought of them as a good source of scrap. They're an obsolete technology that was abandoned during the construction of the space elevator. Which would mean that if the space elevator was destroyed, it would be that much harder for mankind to reach the stars. Until we find another way.
But even then, Harling still went ahead and tried to destroy it. At the cost of his own life.
That's not the way I heard it. What I heard was that he sacrificed himself to protect the tower from an incoming missile.
Oh, I was told he tried to fly his ship into the tower in order to destroy it.
I wonder which story is true, Your Royal Highness.
I don't know. Looking at it objectively, it's reasonable to believe that Harling had both options before him.
When it comes to which one you think he took, I guess it's like a mirror.
Yes, it is. It's like a mirror looking into your own soul, based on whichever choice you believe it was. At the moment, though, I can only see darkness. I think that thing should be destroyed.
It's time for the briefing. Although, since we don't have any contact with HQ, it's not like this is an official mission. Anyway, it looks like the seizure of Tyler Island and the relief from Osea have been postponed. In the meantime, we just have to do what we can to survive. Since losing its capital city of Ferbanti, Erusian forces have separated into smaller, autonomous factions. It looks like Erusia's largest force and leading faction will pass through the area around this base. The space elevator is significant to them, so they're probably heading there.
Should we intercept?
Why? I doubt they're gonna start a fight now.
Our top priority should be to get home. Let's go already.
Yeah. It's not like we have the supplies, power, or even a real reason to put up a fight. But what are we going to do if they bring the fight to us? We need to be ready to push them back. If we head inland from here towards Erusia, there's an old castle that's been converted into a stockpiling base. Shalaji Castle. It's currently occupied by some of the Erusian forces that broke off, but we need ammo and fuel. They appear to have converted a freeway into a runway, so we can expect them to have the capacity for air combat. But they'll be easier to handle than Erusia's lead faction. Well, we can't use all our aircraft to attack. The transport carrying the stolen supplies needs support. Okay, Strider Squadron. You head out first and neuter the dogs at the stockpiling base. Rendezvous with Cyclops Squadron, who will bring the transport. Then we bring the supplies back to this base.
Got it.
Aircraft are our only threat.
Sounds good.
We'll make it. We're all gonna fly home together.
Strider Squadron, aircraft prep complete. You're cleared to taxi. No Osean forces are in the region ahead. No allies here. No need to ID your target. We've set a number of priority targets, focusing on their anti-aircraft weaponry. Okay, team, to work.
Unidentified aircraft, not sure if friend or foe.
Strider 1, target
Fire
destroyed.
anyway. We don't have time to be wondering if they're friendlies or not.
So, we capture this base and take the fuel and supplies. That's the plan, right, Trigger?
You take if you want to live. That's how it was where I grew up.
I was just double-checking mission orders, Hushin.
Ordain my air guns are destroyed. Abandon and fall back to our rear position. Retreat!
Confirmed destroyed.
There are more vehicles along the road. They don't appear to be military. They're Erusian refugees. They must be fleeing since the conflict got worse.
Unidentified aircraft. Identify at once or we'll open fire.
What are you talking about? They already are firing on us. The enemy's confused.
I know.
In gun range.
Don't stop the car. It'll make us an easier target.
Strider
So what's this faction split of the Erusian military? The autonomous state of Shalaji used to be a nation. The region has always leaned towards independence. Those who want to restore their homelands flock to them. Apparently, their core consists of officers from Boslage, which neighbored Shalaji.
Are they our enemies?
They're our enemy's enemy, but not our friends.
Missile. Pull up.
Hostile has a lock.
We're unable to use the SAMs!
Take it to
Help
destroy.
me!
The resistance is strong. They seem pretty desperate.
Pull up.
Strider 1, target acquired. Strider 1, Fox 2. Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
That squad's 4 fighters. Breaking! They have 4 aircraft! 4 planes incoming! Fire more missiles!
Trigger has destroyed the target.
Hurry up with takeoff preps!
Coming up on the castle. Let's hurry up and capture this base so we can get its fuel and supplies. Ah, shit!
I feel like we're a group of burglars.
Don't say that. This is for our survival.
Yeah, I know.
Missile. Missile.
That's Shalaji Castle.
Not strong.
They're here already. They can pay coordinates to our scouts. Take in both civilians and refugees without discrimination. Get away from the stone buildings and take shelter somewhere sturdier or underground. Drop where you are and cover your head if you get jet engine.
Enemy on your back.
Missile. Caution. Pull up. Missile.
Confirming Strider 1 destroyed target. I've been spiked.
Missile. Caution.
Vehicle confirmed destroyed. Strider 1, Fox 2.
Missile.
They're targeting our anti-aircraft weaponry. They're taking out all the town. There are 4 enemy aircraft, but one is causing us some trouble.
I heard about train strikes when I was in the East.
Missile. Missile. Caution. Pull up. Missile. 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 Missile.
Target is in machine gun range.
Missile.
Strider 3 launching missile.
Missile. Caution. Pull up.
Confirming Strider 1 destroyed target.
No, we got a fire! All of our infantry fighting vehicles and tanks are caught.
Target acquired.
Missile.
Missile hit.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Enemy is split.
Missile.
The SAM is out! We're running out of ways to strike back! The half of our forces! The battle won't last much longer! Let them have our lives. As long as our nation stands, the young will carry on. Shit! We still have plenty of missiles left, but the launcher is toxic! Please, somebody answer us!
New hostiles. All aircraft confirmed.
This town is of high cultural value. It's unfortunate we had to bomb it like we did.
We do what we need to survive, right?
Not something I'll tell my son about.
Cancel takeoff. Soul Squadron, stand by.
Negative. This battle serves if we don't get up there. Along with hope of restoration. Don't worry. As long as we accelerate inside the tunnel, they won't be able to shoot us down that easily.
Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
Why aren't we in the others airborne.
Their interceptors are in the air.
All right.
Getting the takeoff speed inside the tunnel is insane.
Soul Squadron airborne. Keep these things out of our skies. Good luck, Soul Squadron.
Understood. You are in violation of Shiraji airspace. Turn around and we'll be forced to shoot you down.
This is the Osean Long Range Strategic Strike Group. Land immediately and hand over your planes and base to us.
You must be the snowbirds. It's absurd for you talking so tough after losing one of your leaders at Fort Monty. You bastard! You defile this country. As long as you're here, this country will never know peace. Shit! I've been spiked.
Missile away.
These guys expect us to surrender? I'm killed myself.
Warning, enemy has a beat on you.
There's no room to get kicked out. Don't underestimate them just because Mr. X isn't here.
Locked on.
Target is in machine gun range. Strider 1, target acquired.
These guys are just as responsible for Wiseman.
Strider 1 crashed. No Osean forces are in the region ahead. No allies here. No need to ID your target. We've set a number of priority targets, focusing on their anti-aircraft weaponry. Okay, team, to work.
Target locked.
Unidentified aircraft, not sure if friend or foe. Fire anyway. We don't have time to be wondering if they're friendlies or not.
So, we capture this base and take the fuel and supplies. That's the plan, right, Trigger?
You take if you want to live. That's how it was where I grew up.
I was just double-checking mission orders, Hushin.
Our anti-air guns are destroyed. Abandon and fall back to our rear position. Retreat!
There are more vehicles along the road. They don't appear to be military. They're Rusian refugees. They must be fleeing since the conflict got worse.
Unidentified aircraft. Identify at once or we'll open fire.
What are you talking about? They already are firing on us. The enemy's confused. I know.
Missile away.
We're all out of ammo. Don't give up. We're not going to lose our country again. Our anti-aircraft weaponry is down by 30%. Why are they attacking this base?
Strider 1, target destroyed.
Why aren't our planes up in the air?
So what's this faction split from the Erusian military? The autonomous state of Shalaji used to be a nation. The region has always leaned towards independence. Those who want to restore their homelands flock to it. Apparently, their core consists of officers from Vaslij, which neighbored Shalaji.
Are they our enemies?
They're our enemy's enemy, but not our friends.
Stop the car. It'll make us an easier target.
The resistance is strong. They seem pretty desperate.
They have 4 aircraft. More planes incoming. Fire more missiles.
Strider 1, target destroyed.
Hit them with AA shells. They'll come down.
Target acquired.
They're bombing us. We're unable to use the SAM. Help me!
Confirmed destroyed.
up on the castle.
Let's hurry up and capture this base so we can get its fuel and supplies. Shit!
I feel like we're a group of burglars.
Don't say that. This is for our survival.
Yeah, I know.
That's Shalaji Castle.
There aren't that many things already. Pay for what they do to our scouts. Take in both civilians and refugees without discrimination. Get away from the stone buildings and take shelter somewhere sturdier or underground. Drop where you are and cover your head and keep your jet engine. All our infantry fighting vehicles hitting the car. They're targeting our anti-aircraft weaponry. They're taking out more than half. There are 4 enemy aircraft, but one is guarding us above 3. I heard about 3 strikes when I was at
Why
can't we hit our target?
Target destroyed. Fox 3.
Enemy is flat. Have missiles. Ready to hit the mark.
Missile away. Missile hit.
We still have plenty of missiles left, but the launcher is toast. Please, somebody answer us!
Target acquired.
Landed in my sight. Target locked. The fire set off a chain reaction. At least stop it from spreading. We've lost more than half of our forces. The battle won't last much longer. Let them have our lives. As long as our nation stands, the young will carry on.
Not bad at all, Trigger.
Rock out!
Strider 1. Fox 3.
These guys are blinding us.
Fox 2. New hostiles. All aircraft confirmed.
This town's of high cultural value. It's unfortunate we have lost it.
We do what we need to survive, right?
Not something I'll tell my son about.
Cancel takeoff. Soul Squadron, stand by.
Negative. This battle's over if we don't get up there. Along with hope of restoration. Don't worry. As long as we accelerate inside the tunnel, they won't be able to shoot us down that easily.
Their interceptors are in the air.
All right.
Getting to takeoff speed inside the tunnel is insane.
Soul Squadron, airborne. Shoot the invaders out of our skies. Good luck, Soul Squadron.
Understood it. You are in violation of Shalaji airspace. Turn around or we'll be forced to shoot you down.
This is the Osean Long Range Strategic Strike Group. Land immediately and hand over your planes and base to us.
You must be the snowbirds. It's absurd for you to talk so tough after losing one of your leaders at Brabante. You bastard. You defile this country. As long as you're here, this country will never know peace. Shit. Damn. We can't even last long enough to buy ourselves some time.
As expected, but a lucky shot will be boring.
Some kind of energy weapon. No, it's a railgun.
Strider 1, you have a bogey approaching at high speed. Bearing 090, straight from the east. High-speed projectile launch from the aircraft.
I'm testing this aircraft. You will must find your own sky. We can still help you. Don't waste your life. Dedicated to reclaiming that which you call home. Furthermore, you must find someone to guide you. I'm not that person. Hostile team squad infiltrating. Those fighting below advised to temporarily withdraw. Don't die. As long as we're alive, our hopes and dreams live on.
Hey, look at the color of that plane. Damn, that's the flames of hell. It's time for payback.
Negative. It's no good. I can't get close enough.
Leave it to Trigger. The rest of us will just get in the way. Rest form a perimeter to catch whatever slips through. Welcome. Might just cost us our lives.
Mr. X is ascending rapidly.
The missiles went straight for the sun. Not a casual move.
Not bad.
Hit on unidentified aircraft. The enemy's mobility is still unfazed. Keep up the attack.
Someone to guide us. Wait, we can't leave anyone other than you. To get off now, I'm telling you something. They have witnessed the cosmos of the skies. And there with the velocity the Air Force should be fighting against it.
That bastard's moving in a way that minimizes the damage even when he's hit. Keep firing those missiles until you blow to pieces.
Unidentified aircraft. Land your plane and surrender. Why do you feel the need to continue fighting on your own?
That's funny. It seems like one of the pilots is also fighting along.
He's not alone. There's people around you.
I see. Perhaps it would have been best to entrust the future to pilots like that. Let me test him then to see if he's truly worthy.
Hey, look. It's like the sky's been sliced wide open. The experimental unit almost made themselves a toy.
This weapon is not enough to take down 3 strikes. This aircraft is my body. If they are not enough, then I must put my soul into it. There are pilots like you in every generation. And I found every last one of them.
Strider 1, missile launched.
Strider 1 scored another hit.
He's still flying, but his plane's been damaged. Finish him off, Trigger.
It's a hit. The unidentified aircraft is going down.
He got him. Trigger has splashed a bandit.
Can you hear me? Pilot with the 3 strikes. This was all due to my ego. I unleashed pure chaos upon this world, just so I could keep my wings. Put a stop to the drone production.
Is this a message to Trigger? What does it mean?
I don't think this war is over just because we shot down Mr. X. Yeah, it's gonna take something else entirely to end this thing. I just don't know what.
No OC.
The resupply went well. We should be okay on food and fuel reserves for a little while at least. Luckily, the rumor that the Erusian army is advancing nearby is only a rumor. There's no sign of them from the skies. Rumors, rumors, rumors. This is what happens when you lose communications. But we got one good fact. The plane Trigger shot down was an advanced model of the X-02 Wyvern. It was developed in the last Continental War. Erusia had a lot up their sleeves. Apparently, they were even supposed to have Belkin aircraft back in the First War. What if Trigger couldn't shoot it down? Just thinking about it gives me chills. We're lucky to be here. In war, you never know what's lurking behind the curtains. But it looks like everything's loose now. A solid chain of command, rest periods after sorties, A battlefield where you know friend from foe. All of that's gone now, lost in a fog of confusion. Feels like a distant dream. Now, just how the hell are we gonna get out of this mess?
When we got to the mainland, we found the space elevator's support facility. I guess this was the factory where they built the gigantic structure the elevator traveled in. There was this little girl sitting in front of a mural. When the princess saw her, she shuddered like she'd seen a ghost. The girl had a stuffed animal. This was the day after the shit went down at Tyler Island. She walked right up to the princess, took her hand, and led her into the factory. One thing's for sure, they knew each other. The factory had been converted to a production line for Erusian drones. It was fully automated and chugging along, making drone after drone after drone. Once they got inside, the princess stopped and just stood there. Another girl was there with a man in a lab coat. He was trying to use his keyboard, but she wouldn't let him. She took a data chip and threw it on the ground. Then she walked over to us and took the gun from the prison guard's holster. She pulled the trigger and destroyed the chip. Later, I found out that the girl with the gun and the one with the stuffed animal were sisters. They were also the granddaughters of Mihai A. Shalaji, the legendary pilot. Gramps used to talk about him. He said Mihai was the top ace from 2 wars ago. Know any Belkans? Because this guy was a Belkan, and they love to stir shit up. Pitting nations against other nations is a particular favorite of theirs, along with developing hyper-advanced technology.
That's right. I'm Belkan, born and raised. My country is gone now. Rather than surrender to its enemy, Belka detonated 7 nuclear weapons on its own soil. My people scattered around the globe, living in the shadows of other countries. We had a new purpose: to breed wars. The theory was that through war, we could achieve our destiny and our revenge. I had just finished inputting Mihai's data when his granddaughter came in. She destroyed the only copy I had of the information I squeezed out of him. The girl loved Mihai. No one knew more than her just how hard I pushed her grandfather for that data, how much I made him sacrifice in the process. I promised his granddaughters that his efforts were not in vain, that it could end this terrible war. But in the end, it only caused more chaos and despair. We were responsible for all this damage, all this tragedy. Now, we were going to pay for it. The Erusians, once our allies, would see to that. I had lost the drive to continue my work, even before I noticed Mihai's granddaughters eyeing me with suspicion that one day. I should have stopped then, for all our sakes. Mihai's granddaughter tossed the gun aside. She said if she resorted to killing, she'd just end up like the rest of us. And by us, she meant everyone, including the princess. Like me, the princess was afraid to look into the girl's eyes. She knew that by encouraging her people, she kept the war going. Mihai and his granddaughter were victims of it, and now, they too were paying the price.
Is this for Belka? Or for Erusea? My grandfather had only one wish: to continue soaring through the endless skies. That was the only place where he felt alive. But I don't even have a country to call home, let alone the sky. The Black Forest, the lake, they are no longer mine. Even though those lands were once cherished by my late mother. We have to learn to put that sense of nostalgia behind us and behave like mature adults.
My homeland. She's right. It feels so far away now. The woman with the rifle approached me. She was focused on more pressing issues.
I checked the computer. All of the data on the legendary Ace had already been installed.
No, I pulled it before it was completed. However, there are 2 aircraft that are already scheduled to be manufactured based on that data.
We must destroy the factory.
This isn't the only one. There are more facilities just like it, and the 2 planes containing the data will be manufactured at one of those facilities.
So, this place runs on solar power that the space elevator generates, right? How about the others? We can destroy the space elevator and cut the power to them. First things first, let's take this one out.
I'll show you which locations to target.
I stood there, thinking about that mural by the factory's entrance. Harling commissioned it to be painted. I realized that in the background, behind the dancing figures, the artist had painted several space elevators. I understand now. The space elevator wasn't designed to exploit Erusia after all.
Good. And afterwards, we'll bring down the space elevator itself. No matter why it was built, right now, it's the root of this chaos.
I wonder...
Yes?
I wonder... which path you would choose when looking at Harling's mirror.
Let's get the briefing started.
We've done enough air operations. Just let us go home.
There's no path for us to get home. Whatever direction you fly, it'll be right into a hail of enemy fire. Earlier, we received a communication via the partially restored General Network. Here is what it contained. Apparently, the Erusian radicals have gathered around the space elevator, as it's a source of energy. Give the warmongers a powerful energy source, and you give them the luxury to keep on fighting. In response to this, people from both Osea and Erusia have joined forces, and will take down the final Arsenal bird in a saturation attack from the air to the sea. Once that's achieved, they'll take the space elevator from the aggressors.
Has the source been verified?
It could be fake. I hear you. Take a look at what's written at the end. Hey, dumbass. If you want to bring the world back from the brink, go to the lighthouse. You can see the future.
Dumbass?
Sounds familiar.
Certainly does. It's from those guys we met in Tyler Island, the 444 Squad. It's a message to all those looking to end the war. But I also think it's a message for Trigger.
Guess we'll do what it says.
Okay. Well then, I'm thinking we go roast that damn bird.
Looks like we're all on the same page. It's time to end this war. Time to fly, guys. Let's go get that Arsenal bird.
Clear, Squadron. Sortie ASAP.
We need help! Don't let them damage more! Show them what the erosion, no, what fighter pilots are made of!
Thanks. I owe you.
No sweat.
Head into formation. We have the numbers.
Well, if it isn't the LRSSG, looks like our luck has turned. LRSSG, you will secure air superiority. There are Erusian aircraft in the Coalition, so they have been ID'd as friendly via the data link.
Just confirmed it.
The Erusian government aircraft, including drones, will show up as hostiles. You two aces, I'm thinking it's time to show us what you've got.
We don't have two anymore. Guess nobody told them.
That's quite true, Count. It's not just two. Wiseman trained his squad well. Everyone's still entered as an ace. He'd be proud of you all.
To all of you who have gathered here, regardless of your country, this is headquarters of the Osean Army Southern Command. Wait, don't forget that designation. We are a coalition formed exclusively for the sole purpose of taking down the Arsenal Bird. Wait until we're ready to strike the Arsenal Bird in unison. Roger.
Right, he's speaking on an open channel. The enemy can hear everything he's saying. There's no other choice. The Erusian aircraft are in the Coalition as well.
This is Gold Squadron and Rifle Squadron of the Erusian Air Force. We're here on our own. Broadcaster, we're entering your airspace.
This is C2. The public of Baslet are also moving to rendezvous. So the one squadron, though.
It's Mr. X's crew.
Count, ease up. Engagement is forbidden.
Don't worry, I know. We need every bird we can call upon. Even if they were flying with the guy that killed Wiseman. Some of their squadrons are in weird formations.
They have manned aircraft with UAVs and flame turrets.
All this just to keep the war going. The UAVs were sluggish once the leader went down.
I thought as much. Drones without ladders are slow as hell. The biggest war on their slave road.
Picked up a slave crack. How many more do we need to take out?
Shoot them down one at a time. They'll run out eventually. Okay, commencing transmission. I'm speaking over both terrestrial broadcasting and video transmission networks. It's not important who I... No, who we are. First, our goals. Destroy the space elevator. Second, we want power to the drone factory cut in order to put a stop to all the war and chaos that its products cause. And last, we want to bring an end to this pointless group that will give rise to a state of anarchy. Let me tell you what's going on right now. The land is overrun with refugees who have lost their homes. This is no isolated incident. In spite of that, the war continues to rage overhead.
Directions on our side? What directions I've heard in a long time? Three strikes? Never again.
Are the primitive Erusians rebels or what?
They're rebels, but I'm sure it's more complicated than that. Brush up on current events later. Focus on the enemy.
Copy that. Take a look. See that waves cover exactly half the globe. We've jacked up signal in order to reach out to you.
Target's in machine gun range.
How about one more than however many days? This isn't the rebellion. It's a battle for independence. We'll take down the Arsenal Bird and build a new country.
Some coalition this has turned out to be, huh? They'll keep talking big once the war's over, too. You can bet on it. We need something or someone to guide us.
Your own leadership right verified.
The communications infrastructure down. This broadcast can only be transmitted to certain regions. If you can access the server, consider yourself lucky. You need to see a real-life princess. Hey, Cosette, say hello to everyone.
Admiral, it's safe over here. We're taking away all their guns.
Yes! Let's open up the exit. Everyone get the refugees into the underground tunnel. George, Tabloid?
All right, understood.
Lock on hostile. Think about it. We're guinea pigs on this battlefield. The enemy has escaped.
Target that stray UAV. Take it down now. The movements are pretty sloppy, but there's a lot of them. One wrong move and you'll be surrounded.
Enemy sighted on your tail. Look out. Go out.
Box 2. Box 3.
Fire at will.
Watch it. Mark on you.
Princess is looking at a mural. There's another one here too. It shows a whole bunch of space elevators. Skies unknown. Cosette, let's go. Yes!
Warning. Missiles launched from the Arsenal Bird. They're Helios projectiles. All aircraft, stay clear of the blast area. 10 seconds to impact. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Impact.
How many got caught in that explosion?
Lancaster, we have more incoming.
Unknown. Proceed with caution.
Wilco. We can't switch off the security system, but we've got this. If what he said is true, this will give us at least 10 seconds. Cosette! Cosette! What the hell's wrong with you? Get back here! As you all saw, we have a problem. The princess went by herself into the maintenance area and has shut us out. No idea what got her going this time. Stupid woman.
Missile launch from the Arsenal Bird. Shit. Airburst type. Helios arriving in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. Helios arrived.
Don't fly so close together. Look out, look shot. I'm bailing out.
I said we were gonna take down the space elevator, but it's not like we can just go out there and chop it down. At the top of the windbreak, 6 location markers have been set in place. They monitor distortions of the space elevator. Those are the locations we need to target. If the sensors go bad, the elevator's observation system will think the elevator has fallen. Until safety can be confirmed, all microwaves will be stopped.
Oh, I get it. What a party.
I was gonna do it myself. You dumbass.
Helios launched from the Arsenal Bird. 5 seconds. 3, 2, impact now.
Copy that. It's all over.
Helios arriving in 10 seconds. 5 seconds to arrival. 2, inbound.
I'm hit down.
30 seconds remaining. Missile away. Warning, enemy has a beat on you. Keep down.
Monster bird is in our trap. We'll use a saturation attack. Wait for the signal.
C2, Fox 2.
Inform the coalition units. We're nearing 0 hour. 10 seconds until the united attack on the Arsenal bird.
Incoming!
5, 4. Everybody, give this attack everything you've got. Open fire!
All missiles were shot out of the sky. Attack failed. Cruise missiles did not reach their target.
Damn monster.
Lancaster warning all aircraft. I have multiple blips on my scope.
Here they come.
That's something.
Hey, look at the Arsenal bird.
Lasers!
This is a threat if Craig and Mark are sunk. We can't train it! Evacuate! Flagship Starling heavily damaged by laser weapons. The words of Capcom aircraft control are melting. They go blast! Boy lifeboats!
HQ, we have a problem. Damage to the Allied fleet is extensive.
That's some pretty impressive firepower. I, for one, did not see that coming.
The active protection system operated as expected. We should launch another saturation attack. Air power. Use for the Arsenal bird.
Strider 1, target acquired.
Strider 1, missile inbound. Evade! Locked on.
Look at that light from the Arsenal bird.
C2, Fox 2. It's readying its APS. All aircraft, break off from the Arsenal bird.
That was close. Without the AWAC, I would have been a goner.
That's not the control room. Go through the airlock and get on the maintenance elevator. Head to the top of the windbreak. Do you think you can put on that pressurized suit by yourself? You'll never get it on over those rails. Yes.
Strider 1, enemy on your back. Caution. I'm getting sick of that arrogant bastard. Seriously.
No good. The engine control room is gone.
Get water to the
Get a radar room here and see like this.
Nothing phases this thing. Where are we supposed to hit it?
Sub-propeller confirmed destroyed.
All aircraft. We can no longer commence with a second saturation attack. All aircraft, separately engage in direct attacks.
HQ, it won't be easy to take down the Arsenal bird with conventional weaponry. All the ace pilots in the world won't save us unless we have a plan.
Give us time. We'll see what we can do.
You're just thinking about it now? Cover any friendlies it's hit. Missile inbound. Evade!
Strider 1, locked on target.
Enemy on your rear!
It's readying its APS.
Damn it! I've taken some damage. One aircraft hit. No, no!
I can see the light bulb thing, but it isn't lit up.
That's it. That's the location marker. You have it from there, right?
Got it.
We can do. Just evading like this will get us all killed. Got this with this like knights. When's that shield gonna lose power? Never. Elevator's continuously supplying you with power.
Then what should we do?
Calm down. I'll do something.
What are you gonna do? Set, smash it. Special 6 of the reactor. It'll lose power.
Damn shield. Just go away. Be gone. Disappear.
On cuckoo count.
installed.
Missile.
We got hostile material.
Missile.
Keep the UAVs company.
Pulsed laser cannon destroyed. That drops the Arsenal Bird's threat level a little.
You can do it. There's no way it isn't damaged.
Laser cannon confirmed destroyed. That eliminates one major threat.
Thanks. That thing almost cooked my tail.
Strider 1, only one that can take it on.
Trigger got a sub-propeller. You're getting the hang of this, Trigger.
Does this really think you can beat a human pilot?
The main propeller is moving again. Just how hard is that thing?
It's down to destroying the Rectenna's base.
Say what?
If we destroy the docking modules, the supply unit will break off the Arsenal Bird. That'll leave the Rectenna base cool. Light it on fire, and we can cook that bird whole. Theoretically, that'd be the more possibly for an experienced pilot. That would be a problem, but
Yeah, but our guy's more than just an experienced pilot. Trigger, let's do this.
if you really that good of a pilot, I bet on it. Besides, if you thought it was impossible, you wouldn't have said anything.
Watch out! The drones are falling! Refugees. Everyone calm down. You want to get yourself killed? George! Tabloid! Get back here! I can't leave that girl to die. Fine. Get her, but be quick about it! Okay. The drones are acting odd. Run! Careful!
Docking module destroyed. That's 2 of them.
Don't let yourself be distracted. Just focus on what you need to do.
Docking module destroyed. 1 left.
Nicely done. This will be a good story to tell my son.
Is everything okay? Good. The people were crushed. But the kids have been returned safe. He's there in that distance with the girl in his hands. Good. What about Tabloid? Is he safe? George and the girl were saved. They were saved. Wow.
All targets have been destroyed. The supply unit is ready to fall off.
Yeah! Good job.
You should be able to see the Rectenna where the supply unit was. Destroy that, and even the mighty Arsenal Bird is sure to feel it.
Good luck.
Leave it to Trigger.
Don't let us down, Strider 1. Clear a path for Strider 1.
Leave the big fish to Trigger. Take down the UAVs.
We're counting on you.
Right now.
Missile away.
Make it pick.
Rectenna base unit confirmed destroyed.
Broadcaster. Oh my god. The Arsenal Bird is on fire.
Trigger, break off. Arsenal Bird is losing altitude rapidly.
Arsenal Bird is down.
Longcaster, can you estimate the point of impact?
Don't worry, looks like it'll be open water.
Burning from the inside.
All aircraft, avoid the target's path.
That's the last of the rogues. Even in death, that thing is intimidating.
Everyone, can you see this? These people here were alive up until a few moments ago. My friend was here. Can you see this? This is just one of the many sides of war and what it does.
All Erusian soldiers around the space elevator. Surrender now. We will not attack. We can hold them off until support arrives. Our units surrender. You guys better not throw away your lives either.
Wait there, Princess. We'll get you down.
Don't worry about me. Please just take care of the refugees. I'll parachute down. What?
Warning, incoming bogey.
Are those the drones we saw at that factory?
I'm coming down. I'll see you on the ground.
No, wait!
Enemy on my 6! Those guys are bad news. Trigger, boss, do something!
Strider 2, missile inbound! Cosette! What?
This isn't the time for that!
Cosette!
Avril, they're headed this way. Get the refugees to safety now.
Strider 2, you're hit. Are you alright?
Still breathing. I won't be flying much longer, though.
There's an Osean carrier a few kilometers to the west. It ran aground and was abandoned. It won't be easy, but it's the only place you got.
Trigger, escort your wingman. Let's get to that carrier. That's all we can do.
Trigger, can you hear me? I somehow managed to land. It's your turn now. The carrier ran aground, but that shouldn't be a problem for you. I'll guide you down. 3,000 meters to carrier. You're too fast. Lower your speed. Bank right. 1,500 meters to carrier. Nice work. You pulled off a perfect landing. Well, we're okay for the moment. Now the real challenge begins. Well, if it isn't the LRSSG, looks like...
Hell, I can't just snap my fingers and make a plane. Believe me, I wish I could. Right now, we needed one. Bad. When we were coming over on the boat, I remember seeing an aircraft carrier. That gave me an idea. The Admiral Anderson. The name of an old sailor. When the first drones started attacking, the ship wasn't ready for battle yet. It was still in the dock, getting all rigged up. So they rushed to get her ready. I know about Anderson. In the previous Osean War, he was the commander of a ship that sent out the last fleet of jets. They say the deck was sloping so bad as it sank, the last plane barely made it off. Those fighters ended the war. That story gives me a little bit of hope, especially at a time like this. We're all in the same boat, like it or not. If this war keeps going on like it is, it'll be the end of everything. The military loaded this thing to the rafters with planes. Some were fighters that were going to be delivered to bases in occupied territory. It was hit before it could complete the mission. Jackpot. The hangars were loaded with goodies. This Scrap Queen's got work to do.
Trigger, everyone, listen up. The operation was a success. Erusian defense forces have been neutralized, and all Arsenal birds are down. However, those 2 new drones buzzing around have royally screwed up our plans. The Osean and Erusian coalition's air forces are in a sorry state thanks to them. We might not even have any viable aircraft left. According to the Scrap Queen, the drones are trying to use the space elevator's transmission capabilities to send their data to drone manufacturing plants across the continent. They're trying to strengthen their numbers. What's worse, their data contains a depth of war experience, so the newer aircraft will be more tactically advanced. If that's the case, this war will never end. We need to take both drones down no matter what it takes. We'll do it so we have homes to go back to. Well, the Scrap Queen's on our side. She says she can make any aircraft fly. This is our final mission. Trigger, let's go. We've got a goddamn war to end.
Strider Squadron, takeoff prep complete.
Can I use this? Hey, can you hear me? That craft is in peak condition. I even buffed up the canopy for a nice shine, so you can really see the sky. Take care, Trigger. When you get back, let me know what you saw.
Let me see that. Trigger, wish I could have flown with you. Being a plane and an injured pilot would only slow you down. I feel for him now.
Take care. Whatever happens, it ends here. The outcome's mostly up to him. So, this is the guy? Oh, yeah. He's the one who took off just now.
We've got quite a few Erusians with us.
Oseans are sticking around, too. I don't care what country anyone's from. What counts is knowing who the real enemy is. Right, guys?
Affirmative. And I think everybody here knows the score. We all know who to follow. Commence mission. All aircraft follow Trigger.
Roger that. Understood.
All right.
Understood. Roger.
The space elevator is able to broadcast and communicate. With the information infrastructure down, it's the only place capable of wide-area data transmission. The drones are waiting for it to power up again.
Clever little bastards.
Goal leader to Lancaster. UAVs confirmed in direction of travel. Engaging the bandits.
All aircraft converge on Skull Squadron. Surround and shoot them down.
Strider 3, copy. Let's do it, Ocean.
UAV reacting. Damn, they're fast. All aircraft stay sharp. Intercept now. The UAVs are equipped with laser weaponry. Watch where their nose is pointing.
Goal 2, get out of there! This is Goal 2! I'm hit! My ankle!
Salamander 3, Skull 2, lost. Damn it, that was hard.
I've never seen anyone fight! Provide support!
Friendly lost. Another confirmed down.
Locked on bandit.
We're gonna need some teamwork. Erusians take point. Oseans provide cover. Break those UAVs up.
Roger.
Missile away. Bandit behind you.
I got this one.
Target in gun range.
Salamander 4, above you! Two hostiles!
Strata 1, target acquired.
Attack missed.
I'm on it. Lucian, assist Count.
Wilco.
Enemy on my tail.
Strider 1, missile. Missile evaded.
Stand to formation. We have the number.
Strider 1, you've got their attention.
I can't shake it.
Shaking off enemy lock.
The combat zone is moving over to 17. Mission is still a go. One header left. Come on, someone just get rid of it.
Position behind bandit.
Boss, just follow Trigger's copy.
Another hit. You're the only one getting anywhere out here.
Target acquired.
Trigger's missile hit. That one looks like it hurt. Trigger has scored a kill. Hell yeah! You finally did it! Way to shoot, Ace. Look, it discarded its wings. What the? It's just like the UAV the Trigger shot down at Volcodorest. Is that the prototype that Wiseman was talking about?
We're on our way back. We are 70 position to the afterlife.
Let me eventuate.
One target left. We can do this. Hold on a second. Is it just me, or is that thing trying to read Trigger's reactions?
It's observing Strider 1. I think it's like a fire.
When I get home, I'll break to my son about living through this mission. What a day.
Strider 1, target acquired. Missile did not connect. Unable to acquire status updates from Erusian aircraft via data link. All aircraft rely on visual confirmation.
That's right. That's how it used to be done.
They learn to fly like Trigger. Who's gonna shoot him down?
You mentioned that they manufacture a warrant for them too.
Look at it go. Get rid of the kill on the middle line.
On the enemy's radar.
Missile away. Oh my god.
Sending from low altitude to evade missiles.
Caution. Enemy has a lock.
UAV is down. Radar signal is lost.
Our top 8, showing us how it's done.
That was definitely the most intense thing I've ever been in. Can't wait to tell my son about it.
The space elevator is just powered up. Looks like we made it in just the nick of time. Fortunately, you've prevented data that may have included Trigger's flying style from leaking. I've got a special bottle of wine for occasions like this. What do you say we open it?
Can you hear me? There's still one drone left.
Who the hell is that? More importantly, I thought Trigger destroyed all the drones.
It's thrown away its wings, yet it's still flying. Can anyone hear me? That aircraft needs to be taken care of.
She's right. I see something on the radar. The UAV is alive and kicking.
The UAV went into the undersea tunnel. That tunnel leads to the space elevator.
Trigger, you're gonna have to fly into the tunnel after the UAV.
Where's the escape vector?
There's enough space for him to turn beneath the elevator.
That's a suicide mission.
Count, where are you going? We rely on Trigger too much. He's gonna need help.
You can't be serious, Count.
Yeah, well, you had no problem with Trigger doing the same thing.
Trigger's different.
We'll see.
You damn fool.
Don't worry. I learned something from my last squadron. Stick with Trigger, and you'll make it.
Count, give me your status.
Trigger's down! Count, where are you going? We rely on Trigger too much. He's gonna need help.
You can't be serious, Count.
Yeah, well, you had no problem with Trigger doing the same thing.
Trigger's different.
We'll see.
You damn fool.
Don't worry. I learned something from my last squadron. Stick with Trigger, and you'll make it.
Count, give me your status.
Alive.
Excellent, so you're both okay.
Trigger's down! Count, where are you going? We rely on Trigger too much. He's gonna need help.
You can't be serious, Count.
Yeah, well, you had no problem with Trigger doing the same thing.
Trigger's different.
We'll see.
You damn fool.
Count, give me your status.
Trigger's down! Count, where are you going? We rely on Trigger too much. He's gonna need help.
You can't be serious, Count.
Yeah, well, you had no problem with Trigger doing the same thing.
Trigger's different.
We'll see.
You damn fool. Strider 1 is down.
Count, where are you going? We rely on Trigger too much. He's gonna need help.
You can't be serious, Count.
Yeah, well, you had no problem with Trigger doing the same thing.
Trigger's different.
We'll see.
You damn fool.
Don't worry. I learned something from my last squadron. Stick with Trigger, and you'll make it.
Count, give me your status.
Alive.
Excellent, so you're both okay.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What makes you think that?
No time to explain. The radio will cut out soon. It'll take a short time for the drone to send over the data.
Trigger's down! Count, where are you going? We rely on Trigger too much. He's gonna need help.
You can't be serious, Count.
Yeah, well, you had no problem with Trigger doing the same thing.
Trigger's different.
We'll see.
You damn fool.
Don't worry. I learned something from my last squadron. Stick with Trigger, you'll make it.
Strider 1 has crashed.
Count, where are you going? We rely on Trigger too much. He's gonna need help.
You can't be serious, Count.
Yeah, well, you had no problem with Trigger doing the same thing.
Trigger's different.
We'll see.
You damn fool.
Don't worry. I learned something from my last squadron. Stick with Trigger, and you'll make it.
Count, give me your status.
Alive.
Excellent, so you're both okay.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What makes you think that?
No time to explain. The radio will cut out soon. It'll take a short time for the drone to send over the data.
There it is. UAV spotted. We finally found it. Trigger's down! Count, where are you going? We rely on Trigger too much. He's gonna need help.
You can't be serious, Count.
Yeah, well, you had no problem with Trigger doing the same thing.
Trigger's different.
We'll see.
You damn fool.
Don't worry. I learned something from my last squadron. Stick with Trigger, and you'll make it.
Caution, pull up. Caution, pull up.
Count, give me your status.
Alive.
Excellent, so you're both okay.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What makes you think that?
No time to explain. The radio will cut out soon. It'll take a short time for the drone to send over the data.
Trigger's down! Count, where are you going? We rely on Trigger too much. He's gonna need help.
You can't be serious, Count.
Yeah, well, you had no problem with Trigger doing the same thing.
Trigger's different.
We'll see.
You damn fool.
Don't worry. I learned something from my last squadron. Stick with Trigger, and you'll make it.
Count, give me your status.
Alive.
Excellent, so you're both okay.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What makes you think that? Trigger's down! Count, where are you going? We rely on Trigger too much. He's gonna need help.
You can't be serious, Count.
Yeah, well, you had no problem with Trigger doing the same thing.
Trigger's different.
We'll see.
You damn fool.
Don't worry. I learned something from my last squadron. Stick with Trigger, and you'll make it.
Count, give me your status.
Alive.
Excellent, so you're both okay.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What makes you think that?
No time to explain. The radio will cut out soon. It'll take a short time for the drone to send over the data. You need to destroy it as fast as you can.
There it is. UAV spotted. We finally found it. Trigger's down! Count, where are you going? We rely on Trigger too much. He's gonna need help.
You can't be serious, Count.
Yeah, well, you had no problem with Trigger doing the same thing.
Trigger's different.
We'll see.
You damn fool.
Don't worry. I learned something from my last squadron.
Caution.
Stick with Trigger, and you'll make it.
Count, give me your status.
Alive.
Excellent, so you're both okay.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What makes you think that?
No time to explain. The radio will cut out soon. It'll take a short time for the drone to send over the data. You need to destroy it as fast as you can.
There it is. UAV spotted. We finally found it. I heard some static when the gate closed. Do you think the UAV is operating the gates? Well, there goes our only way out. I thought we were gonna pull this off after making it through that maze. Don't worry. I'll think of something. I'll find us a way out. They're waiting for you outside. I'm not gonna let you drop here. No sign of the drone. Did it take another path? Doesn't matter. We know where it's going. We can catch it. Trigger's down! Count, where are you going? We rely on Trigger too much. He's gonna need help.
You can't be serious, Count.
Yeah, well, you had no problem with Trigger doing the same thing.
Trigger's different.
We'll see.
You damn fool.
Caution.
Don't worry. I learned something from my last squadron. Stick with trigger, you'll make it.
Count, give me your status.
Alive.
Excellent, so you're both okay.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What makes you think that?
No time to explain. The radio will cut out soon. It'll take a short time for the drone to send over the data.
There it is. UAV spotted. We finally found it. I heard some static when the gate closed. Do you think the UAV is operating the gates? Well, there goes our only way out. I thought we were gonna pull this off after making it through that maze. Don't worry. I'll think of something. I'll find us a way out. They're waiting for you outside. I'm not gonna let you drop here. No sign of the drone. Did it take another path? Doesn't matter. We know where it's going. We can catch it. I can still fly. Streamer's down! Count, where are you going? We rely on Trigger too much. He's gonna need help.
You can't be serious, Count.
Yeah, well, you had no problem with Trigger doing the same thing.
Trigger's different.
We'll see.
You damn fool.
Don't worry. I learned something from my last squadron.
Pull up. Pull up.
Stick with Trigger, and you'll make it.
Count, give me your status.
Alive.
Excellent, so you're both okay.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What makes you think that?
No time to explain. The radio will cut out soon. It'll take a short time for the drone to send over the data. You need to destroy it as fast as you can.
There it is. UAV spotted. We finally found it. I heard some static when the gate closed. Do you think the UAV is operating the gates? Well, there goes our only way out. I thought we were gonna pull this off after making it through that maze. Don't worry. I'll think of something. I'll find us a way out. They're waiting for you outside. I'm not gonna let you drop here. No sign of the drone. Did it take another path? Doesn't matter. We know where it's going. We can catch it. I can still fly. My rudder's acting up. It's hard to keep level. I'm not getting much thrust, but I'll be okay. Uh-oh, that's quite the problem. Appears I can't get any more thrust. Drone is turning. It'll send its payload. Shoot it down, Trigger. It's down. thought of a way out of here. The space elevator. The windbreak is hollow, and there's no ceiling all the way up. Not sure if my bird can handle it, though. Fly! I know you can make it! I'll attempt a belly landing. Get out of here! Everyone's waiting for you! I wanted to wait until I had less fuel, but I have no choice. Attempting to land. I don't think my plane will make it. Anyway, here goes. Come on, baby, stay with me just a bit more.
Should we send in an evac team?
We can't give up. We have to wait.
Can you hear me? We're all waiting. A world of darkness needs a light to shine. We're waiting for that beacon of light.
Look, it's Trigger. Strider 1 has returned to radar. I did it!
That's our Trigger!
He's a damn hero! Ah!
No doubt. You're better than me.
Where's Strider 2? Damn it. Does anyone have eyes on Count?
Wish y'all could have seen that.
You damn fool. What's your position?
Watching Trigger climb. I guess it's my fate to watch from down below.
Yeah, well, we're all in the same boat there.
Yeah, well, I guess we are.
We're sending help. Give us your coordinates.
Directly under the space elevator. Elevation is minus 500 meters.
Minus? Hey, Trigger. You dumbass. Tell me something. What color's the sky up there?
On our way back from our 7-year mission to the asteroid belt. I can't tell you how proud I am to be the first to land at
Wait,
this
what was that
spaceport.
transmission?
This is Captain Kay Nagase of the spaceship Pilgrim 1. The ocean of stars in our galaxy is finally within our reach. To the pilot who generously gave this spaceship a place to dock, we are forever grateful. The universe lies ahead of us, waiting to be discovered. And now, at last, we have a gateway to ascend to it, over and over again.
It's all coming together for me. Today was the day, the moment of her return.
I salute the pilot who gave us all a future.
To skies unknown, the path to mankind's vast future remains standing, Granddad. The refugees built the settlement for themselves at the base of the space elevator. A humanitarian mission from Yuktovania airdropped some supplies for them again today. Thanks to the princess, the whole world was pitching in to help these people. Handing out the relief supplies would have been a perfect gig for that anarchist dude. But since he's dead now, the job went to the guy from Belka, George. I guess Tabloid got that new system he wanted in the end. Mihai's granddaughters are helping out too. Mihai. That cranky old geezer's here with us too.
I never wanted to create anything, and now here I am, clinging to life. Watching as my grandchildren and their generation make a new future for themselves and the world. Is this my punishment then? All I do is lie here, wasting away, I'll never know the freedom of flying the open skies ever again. I've been grounded, and my wings have been clipped.
You know what having peace in the world means? It's being able to die in your own bed at a ripe old age. Peace is what those girls are working so hard for here. We got a bunch more refugees today. And the princess? She's looking to the stars. Dark blue. To the heavens and beyond.
Can you hear me?
Tu te souviens de nos fleurs préférées qui chantaient tout près de nous, du jour de ta déclaration d'amour, les mains pleines de pouvoir.